Welcome to the first show of MPX Relapse. It obviously would not be my show if we did not have things like this happen. It is good to be back. For y'all that know me, I am the voice of the MPX addicts, Kyle Smith, and welcome to MPX Relapse, brought to you by Behind the Barricade Productions. And this is my co-host.
I'm Mike. I don't know shit about wrestling.
You're also a two-time shot caller.
I am a two-time shot caller. I'm very, very excited to have done that. You know, we had controversial call.
You made some memories.
You know what? As long as we all had fun like I did, that's the important part.
One person probably didn't have fun.
It is what it is. That's okay.
All right, welcome to the show. Like I said, it's great to be back. For some of y'all that may not remember or know me, me and my former co-host Jay Williams of Certified Mark Productions used to have a show called MPX Rehab. And we would do review shows, preview, interview some wrestlers. We are obviously gone our separate ways. I wish him nothing but the best. He is going to do some good things. He had moved to Virginia. And just keep an eye out for Certified Mark Wrestling and Jay Williams. He will be back doing some things in Virginia. So it will be interesting. As for now, obviously, this is my home. This is something I've always wanted to do. I love wrestling, and especially MPX. MPX is what I consider my second home. It is something that I truly love and just have always felt welcome there. MPX has always been there for me. Wrestling is an amazing love story if you allow it. It's also sometimes very hurtful, but wrestling honestly takes you away from certain things. Whatever you have going on in your life for 2 or 3 hours that you're at a show or you're watching on TV or whatever, you can just constantly be reminded that, hey, maybe things aren't so bad, and it gets you out of whatever you're in. So that is why I love doing this show. And like I said, just a couple things I want to say thank you for, obviously. Thanks to Jay. Without him, I would have never been the voice to begin with. So I owe him a lot of thanks. We owe MPX a lot. The Pruitts, the Palmers, Richard Hill, for allowing us to do this, because it is their show. They could eventually say, hey, don't do this. Also want to give a big thanks to my brother, who helped me get some of the equipment to do this show that I've been wanting to. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into what we're here for. We're here for the 2024 Texas Rumble, presented by Generation X Comics, in probably what I would say in the history of MPX has to be one of their biggest Texas Rumbles they've had to date. Obviously, being sponsored and brought to you by Generation X Comics, that is a huge deal. Generation Comics in Bedford, great place if you need comic books, pop figures, dice, t-shirts. They literally, it's a nerd heaven. They have everything.
Absolutely. I've bought all my dice are from there. I wish I had caught one of those dice bags from MPX. Oh, they look beautiful.
Yeah, they did. Who knows? Maybe they still got some left. Hopefully, maybe. We'll see.
I think we have to bug Audie for that.
Probably.
She probably got a couple of those.
Yeah. Mama Pruitt will definitely help if they have them.
Absolutely.
So to kick off the show, we had a great return. We had a special guest host. We had Mr. Mayhem, the former owner of MPX, Stephen Kirby, and it was so great to see Stephen Kirby back. That man started MPX in 2009, 2010, I believe, and led it to where he could get it, and then eventually decided to kind of retire from wrestling, retire from everything going on, and sold it to the Pruitts and the Palmers, and they've done nothing but just continue that trend that Kirby had started and have gone anywhere but up. So it was great to see the former boss, see the house. That house is the one that Kirby built, and to see him back in there in the ring, back with the Jack Daniels, was just a great thing to see.
Oh yeah, you don't get to see Kirby often anymore, but when you do get to see him, a wonderful time, very entertaining. It was very, very nice to hear him come back, and we really feel the emotion coming from him on Saturday. It was phenomenal time. Love to see it. Very interesting seeing the Jack. 'Cause I don't remember that last time he was there, but it's been a little bit.
Yeah, I've personally had that Jack Daniels spit on me a couple times. Not really that much fun, but Kirby's a great guy. So
if you buy a Splash Zone ticket, you're going to be in the Splash Zone. You know?
That is very true. It's one of the many reasons I moved to the back. Also because when I tried to catch red, it hurt my knee, and I'm like, I don't want to sit here anymore. But let's start with the very first match. Triple threat for the MPX Addicts Championships. We had 50 caliber, the Stray Dog, Barrett Brown. Again,
Love him.
Amazing talent. One of probably the best unsigned talents in the world, especially in Texas, though. Has a huge history with MPX. Former MPX champion, former pretty sure tag champ. Like Barrett has done a lot in MPX, and because of how good he is, we don't necessarily get to see him as much anymore. Doing a bunch of different other things, which is great. We always love to see local talent getting better as they go on. Barrett coming back was great, and then going against no cap Carlos Diaz with El Jefe Tony Snow at his side.
Man, I know you guys like Tony. I personally not a fan of Tony.
No,
no,
but he feeds the people with the tortillas.
You know what? His tortillas are stale and crusty, and they fell apart. I did not appreciate that. I was going to give him his tortilla back the next week. No, it did not last 2 days. So if he does have a new tortilla for me, I will accept it. However, the old one, not good. Maybe it was just a bad batch. I don't know, but no.
And then the Addicts champion coming back, the boy band behemoth. You will get this a lot. I have a hard time talking.
Oh man, dude, I love seeing Mikey. He's as soon as he comes out the curtains, just energy. He's on top of everything. He jumps at any opportunity to talk smack to the Addicts. He's on top of it with every wrestler. Very, as someone who doesn't know wrestling very well, very nice to see his technical prowess really at show every time he's in the ring. And with Big J accompanying him now, what a team, man! I love them. Big J has been one of my favorites for a while too. He just phenomenal. I love those guys.
Yeah, Mikey B has been on a roll and been killing it lately with the matches he's had. Just a couple weeks ago, going against Enzo Amore. Me personally, not a big Enzo fan, but that was one of the best matches. Awesome. That was one of the best matches I've seen Enzo do, and I consider a lot of that to be Mikey B. Like we said, Mikey B, ever since this last little, I guess, kind of turn for him. Like you saw him get a little more vicious. We saw it with Caleb. Really, is where it started. That feud with Caleb, where he ended up, losing his hair. Came back pretty quick. But him and Caleb had that feud, and then now that he's got Big J with him, there's no telling what these guys are going to do. And they did it in this match. Like we saw, Big J did not fear Tony.
Nope.
Did not fear the ref, who was Travis. Did not fear Carlos. Did not fear Barrett. Just Big J has no fear.
I don't know if you noticed from your side that Big J and Tony were actually working together very briefly during that match.
Yeah, a couple times. Because and that's the thing. Just a couple months ago, you had Los Reyes del Inferno with Tony Snow. They were, I don't know if they were necessarily courting Mikey B, but Mikey B, he's taking some trips to Cabo. Him and Tony were pretty friendly. It seemed like there could have been some type of working relationship there, but that went away. And now Mikey and Big J kind of doing their own thing and trying to be as big of a team as they can. And they are right now. Like you said, Mikey's got the Addicts title that he's won, and he's defended it 5 times, I believe, right now. And just amazing the competition he's been going against. And then for this match, especially to have Barrett Brown in it, to have the talent of Barrett Brown, that is such a great learning experience for Carlos Diaz, who is 4 or 5 years in his career. Mikey B, 4 years into his career. Getting to be in there with the talent of Barrett Brown and getting in there, it worked out so well. Triple threats sometimes can be just kind of clusters. They can be clunky. They cannot look right. The flow of this match was so good with the way they styled it and with the interaction of Tony and Big J, because that is one thing I know we personally have talked about, is one of the things about Tony is sometimes he interacts with the crowd too much.
Man,
it takes away from the guys in the ring.
See, that was my issue for a while, is for about, it was 2 or 3 months. I mean, the tortillas got a little overboard. I think we can blame some of that on the Addicts. But, you throw tortillas at them, they might throw them back. And, oh man, it was just so much, you can really rile someone up, and especially, you're going to see more of that. And I love to see it.
Yes.
But it was very distracting. I couldn't tell you anything about any of the guys that were in the ring during his shows for a while. That's why I don't like him.
Right.
But when he's a little bit more pulled back, he's very entertaining.
Well, and that's the thing. I think it has because I know, again, Tony is he's been in the wrestling business for a while, but he's very new to being in this managerial role, and he's very old school because of the people who he's trained with and his mentors and who have taught him, and that is a very old school thing that he does. But he has learned to kind of take it back a little bit. He is not interacting with fans as much now. Yes, there are some fans that really get under his skin, and he kind of snaps into it, but he is pulling back a little bit. One of my personal favorite managers of all time, Jamie Aller, who at MPX had that too. He would just eviscerate people in the audience, but then go right back, and his focus was always on the guys. There is a way to do the balance and do both. Tony is getting there. It is just going to take a little bit of time. But I loved the interactions with Big J and Tony on the outside. And obviously Carlos, Mikey, and Barrett just putting on an amazing match. It was like I said, it was just done really well. Mikey B getting the win, retaining the Attic champion with a roll up on Carlos. Really enjoyed this match. Thought it was great. Match went about 11 minutes, 47 seconds, 12 minutes. Very good triple threat. A very good opening match to what is a big card. Because in wrestling, again, because you don't really know, so we'll teach you a little bit here.
Yeah, why not? Let's all learn here.
In wrestling, some of the most important matches, your main event and your opening. You want to get the crowd started hot. You want to get them going.
Yeah, you got to keep the energy.
To have the Addicts title match, to have Barrett Brown out there, that did it. And I thought this was a great way to open Texas Rumble.
Absolutely. I love when the first match just kills it. You get the energy, start to finish. I mean, it's phenomenal. Now I know sometimes, especially our corner of the crowd, left side, strong side. Thank you, Megan. We have a lot of fun over on our side, even if maybe the second match isn't as good as the first one.
Yeah.
We have a great time. I love it over there. Going there every week, phenomenal.
Yeah, it's always great, and that's, like I said, going back a little bit to why I love MPX. MPX is one of the promotions. There's always something in wrestling for everyone. There's lucha, there's grapple, there's hardcore, there's deathmatch, there's midget, there's all these types of wrestling that is for everyone. MPX has always been so good about encompassing all that. I've always told fans, if you're not a huge wrestling fan, come to MPX once, you will be back again.
Oh yeah.
Just everything they do is always so fun, and like I said, there's always something on the card for everyone.
100%.
And it was great. Right after that, we got a nice, maybe a weird little video, so to speak. Isaac Meiser apparently is got a new persona. He's turned over a leaf. We got a video. It honestly looked like he kind of was in Florida, maybe, or something.
I thought it was maybe a little Miami vibe going on there. And what is that about?
Yeah.
I mean, he's been as intense as Sky, and I didn't see that in that video at all. What's happened to Isaac? Is he coming back?
No, and that's the thing. It looks like he's coming back, but again, he's also kind of turning back a new leaf, it seems. Like, yes, all we have ever seen from Isaac from his debut at MPX, when he brought the Demon of Devastation Hardacus with him, is more pain and just evil. And everything that he has been about is pain and evil and just kind of darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And, we've seen him with Sky. We've seen him with the Crypt, with, Silver Sky and Hardacus. Like, we've seen all these things. And now Isaac, last time we saw him and Sky, seemed like they had a little tiff. Not exactly sure what it was about. But then Isaac comes back, and we've got this video. Like I said, yeah, Miami, Florida, looks like some type of sunny beach. Had the nice little Hawaiian shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's talking about, hey, I used to be evil, but now I've changed. And it gave a little bit of cultish vibes to me.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think he's a Waco kind of guy. But, it's he was smiling a lot more than I think we've seen smiles from him.
Yep.
But you know what? Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's going to be a good change for him. Maybe it's something that he's going to really get to enjoy more. But are we going to see that come back?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know. The only thing we saw at the end of that video was HS. And I was like, what does that mean?
I wonder what
because, and that's the other thing too, is how is Sky taking this? And that's his special boy. I don't see Sky being a beach person really. So I don't see him enjoying sun and niceness and smiling like that. That's not the Sky I know.
I mean, hey, look, even the Texas Chainsaw can go to the beach and enjoy vacation. I mean, maybe it looks a little different than our vacation.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sure he's gonna have a great time with that.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. The next match after that, the second match, the MPX Women's Title match. Hilda, one of your favorites, right?
Hey man, you know what? I appreciate Hilda, and I think Hilda is a phenomenal wrestler, and I think some other wrestlers don't respect her as a wrestler as much as they should.
Yes.
Which, if you saw my call, maybe you think otherwise, but whatever.
Well, it's like you said, TWC does crazy things.
TWC's crazy, man. They're out here wilding. I don't know what that's all about.
But Hilda going against our reigning defending champion, Erica Torres, the very first MPX Women's Champion in the history of MPX. Erica is one of those, just a powerhouse. I've said it several times on previous shows that I used to do. Erica is one of those that she makes it believable to me as a fan. Makes it believable. If you were to put her in there with, I would say 95% of even the male rosters, she will beat their ass.
Oh,
like Erica is.
Yes.
The power that Erica possesses is honestly sometimes terrifying. Erica is just a beast, female, male, probably even a bear. Does not matter. I think Erica could take it. But Hilda and Erica put on a great match, ref by Lando. It seems, and maybe it is kind of a specialty, but she's gonna be waiting a while for that apology, isn't she?
Look, I apologize for Demo's actions. Is what I did. I don't know what he was about. You know, it was, as I told Hilda, help Hilda, or I told him help Hilda, not hurt Hilda. But you know what?
It's loud in the arena.
It is loud in there. You can't always hear. I mean, the bell, your ear might be a little ringing. You know, I get it.
Yeah. But this match was refed by Lando, and it does seem maybe it's a specialty. Lando seems to do a lot of the women's wrestling as far as reffing them, which is, again, despite what production would have you believe, I'm okay with women's wrestling. I really don't hate it.
Man, there's a lot of rumors that have been spreading for at least since I've known you.
Yes, since you've known me, yet I'm not the one that used a shot collar on a woman, so
she just was in the match. Look, maybe Kaimi and Demo are just really good friends, which I think we've seen. So I don't know.
But this is a match that I think a lot of people were expecting when the tournament happened for the women's title. I would say 95% of the addicts would have thought Hilda would have been in that tournament. And for whatever reason, booking, injuries, whatever, Hilda wasn't a part of that tournament. So I think this match, a lot of people were looking forward to because a lot of people believed, at least some of the addicts I've talked to, they believed that this title was kind of for Hilda. Like this title was kind of centered and built and made for her. And I don't know, Erica. I think Erica takes offense at it. I think Erica, even when the tournament brackets came out, you would get little snippets from Erica because she was being overlooked. Oh, it's all about Angel Blue. Oh, it's about Baby D's return. It's about all these other women. And Erica's like, no, I've been here and I'm dominant. I'm going to prove. And she did. She fought through the shoulder injury. She did everything she could to get that title. And I honestly don't see a lot of people who are going to take that title off of her anytime soon because Erica is very determined to hold on to that. And not only does she want to be history with, being the first ever women's championship, I think she wants to have history as maybe the longest or most defenses. And the more we get Erica, I think the greater it's going to be. This match with her and Hilda was really good. There were a lot of times, at least for me, because it's one of those where I didn't know where it was going to go. I could easily see Hilda winning this match. Mm-hmm. It went back and forth very well. Just Erica getting that win with submission, something that not only is she very powerful, she's also very good at submission wrestling.
Her position, the submission she uses as her finisher, I really love that. There's pose in it, there's power. You can tell she puts so much effort into it.
And it's one of those, and it's one of those submissions, and we will have to get with Erica and see what she calls that because It is something. It takes your shoulders, it takes your neck, it takes your legs. She is literally wrenching back on almost every joint you have. And I just cannot stress how painful that looks like. I have a pretty bad shoulder. Every time she does that and pulls people's shoulder, I'm like, ow, ow, I quit now, I quit now. That's not even where she's done. She still has to pull the leg and the back. Yep. She's getting it all there, and I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah. But yeah. And you know how I feel about shoulders. So, you know, I could not take that move from her. I would tap out immediately. Yep. There's no way she would beat me 100%. Yeah. Black Dahlia for Richard. You know.
Oh, nice.
I love that name.
That is phenomenal. One that truly makes sense because of her. And then the Black Dahlia, love it. That is so great. Thank you, Richard, for that. And just again, Erica winning, defending, still retaining, and the match went about 8 minutes, 32 seconds. So it was good.
And she looks, she's healed up now. I mean, we saw the tape is gone. I think she's all set. And I wonder if she had still been injured, if we would have had the same result out of her and Hilda.
I don't know.
Very, very powerful
and maybe that's the thing, because Hilda is still kind of young in her career. Maybe if Hilda would attack the shoulder more, maybe it is still a little hurt. But yeah, great match. Love the layout. After that, we got the promo video for what I think, I'll say it, hands down the biggest MPX show in the history of MPX.
Absolutely.
MPX Destiny at the Epic, live in Grand Prairie. This show is going to be amazing, and I can't wait. First of all, Destiny's always one of the big shows of the year. It comes off Texas Rumble. You could say it's kind of our WrestleMania because it comes off the Rumble, all that stuff. We're going to have so many things. We're on the road to Destiny. We are building to this show, and to be, while yes, it may not be at the MPX Event Center, to be at the Epic is huge.
Oh.
The Epic in Grand Prairie.
Is this the first time they've been outside of MPX?
Yes, for the most part.
Okay, Jacob.
Yeah. The other bearded one had to leave me and go to Virginia.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's working out pretty well, I think. You'll see. But yeah, to be, as far as I know, yes, other than to have their own arena, MPX really hadn't traveled that much. You'll have certain wrestlers here and there, like I'm almost positive, and I may be misremembering, Kirby, when he went to vacation in Ireland, I believe, he took the title with him and actually defended it. So the MPX technically is a world title. Technically. But we don't really play into that much. Vermont, Virginia, it still starts with a V, all right? I'm sorry, man. It's up north and it's a V. You're fine.
You know, it's outside of Texas, and that's all that matters.
Exactly.
It's not Texas. You could have still been here.
But Destiny going and just being at the Epic is huge, because all the other shows that ran out of the Epic, Wrestling Revolver has run out of the Epic. So Wrestling Revolver being this huge independent national promotion running out of the Epic, now MPX, our homegrown little small engine that could, going to the Epic, is going to be phenomenal. And I hope that place is packed. I'm sure it will be, because the Addicts are diehard fans, especially for things they love and are passionate about. The Texas Rumble, always standing room only, always has to turn people away. Destiny is usually the same way, but now that it's at Epic, we're gonna have a lot more room. But still, I want that turn away. And I'm sorry that you don't get to see it, but you got to get your tickets and you got to be there, because the Epic is gonna be phenomenal.
Yep, already read mine. I have to make sure on that one there's no don't miss that show. I can't. I'm very excited for the show. We have a bunch of our own MPX wrestlers actually getting to return to the Epic.
Yep.
Because we've seen them defend at other promotions.
Yep. We've seen several people when Revolver comes to town at the Epic. They usually had some MPX talent there before. So there are some, performers that may not be used to that may be used to the Epic, and that could play into a thing. Exodus has worked the Epic a couple times. Say he goes against someone who has never been to the Epic, has never been that crowd, has never seen it before. That could play into Exodus' hands. So yeah, that's a good point, and that's going to be great.
Palmer was there too, our own MPX owner. He is a great. I love him in the ring. He has just the right energy. We've seen how many different styles of Palmer do we get?
Oh.
I mean, because I've seen several.
So many.
In just a little over a year
Yep.
of actually going to MPX. This is a phenomenal wrestler. Love to see him. And he really knows how to work the hearts and minds of the crowd.
Yep.
I love seeing him.
That is, and in that promo video for Destiny, we saw the big announcement: Trey Miguel coming to MPX, TNA Impact superstar, one of the biggest independent wrestlers out there, part of the Rascals. That's going to be amazing, and it's who you going to put up against a talent like Trey Miguel. That's going to be amazing to see this big name go against one of our guys. That's going to be great to see. I can't wait to see who gets that spot. Like I have my ideas. Like, you know, Mikey did so well against Enzo, and Mikey's been killing it. Trey and Mikey might be good.
Oh yeah.
Trey Miguel versus Demo Diamond, I think would be excellent.
Demo was my fight. Demo has put in so much work that I can see. I absolutely love him. He's really got it going on. The addicts seem to hate Demo. I will say that. Three times the addicts have absolutely made him. We've cost him a match.
Yes.
And I mean, he's put in the work. He's been there almost every week.
Mm-hmm.
He's supported the TWC, whatever. But I mean, he is strong. He's got the build.
Yep.
He's got the technique, the athleticism. I say give it to Demo.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I didn't get to do my MPX awards, you know, like I normally do. But to me, debut of the year, Demo Diamond, hands down. I know it's close with Demo and Cavens, but man, Demo, I don't think main evented more than anyone else in MPX. And for as young as he is and the matches he's had and everything he's done, like you said, he's one of the most hated, if not the most hated man in MPX. And that's good job on Demo. He's killing it. That would be a phenomenal call. But we'll see. After that video, we got the MPX title match that, rematch technically, because we have the former champion, the reincarnation of excellence, Kari Wright, with Coach Nicholas Caldwell representing the TWC against the Tommy Becker, the champion, the referee Travis. And this is another one that, you know, I didn't get to do the awards, but to me, Kari, hands down, was the MPX Wrestler of the Year last year, 2023. Everything Kari did from start to finish was amazing. The title matches he had for the Prospect title, which again, my match of the year was Kari Wright versus Stevie Hendricks, Prospect defense number 2, I believe, and then capping it off by winning the MPX title. I think it's phenomenal. I think Kari had the best 2023. Tatum's a very, very close second because again, I loved that heel Tatum that was early on in 2023.
Man, I started watching with Tatum being a heel for I think the whole time. I started all the way up till Kari took it from him.
Yep.
I mean, Tatum was really hard to like. I mean, he really knew how to get at the addicts' hearts. We saw that final match with Sky really dig under the skin of a lot of addicts. There was a lot of noise. I remember that night particularly.
Yes.
That was very, very intense. I am actually not happy to see him back though.
Yeah.
I mean, we have. I don't like his new gear. If
No.
I'm being honest.
Yeah, not really.
I liked his old gear. It grew on me just a little bit,
Yeah.
or at least that red scheme.
Yeah, the red and black was great, but that was Tatum. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, this match was really good. Again, Kari and Tommy, both phenomenal talents, going out there and just putting on a great match. Obviously, it's TWC, it's Nick, things are going to happen. Tommy has Kari in the ankle lock. Nick comes in, knocks out Travis. Tommy's about to go after Nick and re-break his ankle. He just got off crutches, and the man's trying to put him back on crutches.
I love that from Tommy.
I'm all for Brutal Becker, but why? Leave Nick alone.
I know every time Tommy's in a match, you will hear me saying break it.
Yes.
You will hear me scream it. It is my favorite thing.
You are not the only one.
Good. There's a bunch of us who really enjoy that. That is such an awesome finisher. He's so entertaining.
Yeah. And anyway, so Nick knocks out Travis. Nick's getting back down. He rolls to the outside, and then out of nowhere, Demo Diamond knocked the hell out of Tommy Becker. I don't think I've seen someone get hit so hard on the outside before. Demo laid into Tommy, and then Day and Kaimi come out. The TWC just putting a beat down on Tommy,
Oh,
doing
yes.
everything they can to help Kari Wright. Kari obviously limping, still had him up for the backpack driver, and you thought that was it, but then our special guest host come out, Mr. Mayhem himself,
What a savior.
Stephen Kirby. Yeah, now he wants to save an MPX. Okay.
What?
I'm kidding. I love Kirby so much.
Look, Kirby's before my time. What is that thing? What does that mean?
But yeah, we'll explain later.
Okay, all right.
Kirby has a very long history of doing kind of dastardly things at MPX.
Good. You know what? I did finally see the clip of the ceiling falling down, and I gotta say, for the addicts, y'all just moved out of the way and kept going. That is, I love that. If there's no proof that there's more dedicated fan base, that was it. You've got to check out that clip. Someone can send it to you.
There are 2 times I've been part of a crowd that the fans just did not care and they kept going. One was at MPX when the ceiling came down. A lot of us still sat there, and then it was security to be like, y'all gotta move. And we're like, no, it's over there. We're fine. Because it was one of me. Like, I was one of them. I was sitting there, and it was over there to my left that it fell. And they're like, you gotta move. I go, no, it's over there. I'm fine. And they're like, no, it's that whole side's gotta move. I'm like, dang it. So I moved. The other time was at Limitless Wrestling. There was a cage match. Ace Romero, and I can't remember who he fought against, but Ace Romero, big guy, about 400 pounds at the time, got thrown into the cage. That whole side fell. And what did the fans do? Because at Limitless, there was no chair to kind of stood around the ring. They caught it and then picked it back up and held it the entire match. That was one of the greatest experiences being in that crowd. Again, wrestling fans, we're very passionate when we want to be. We're very passionate and very opinionated. That's why a lot of people don't like us. But Kirby coming out, pretty much waking up Travis and telling them, hey guys, look who's all out here. So Travis wakes up, kicks all 3 of them out. Nick is still out there because Nick is a manager. He is allowed to be out there. He is a coach. Kirby decided he shouldn't be out there and decked him. And to see Kirby again, even if it's something as simple as just the one punch, putting Nick down, it's great to see Kirby back. Just that little bit. Now, is it back? Obviously not. Kirby very much enjoys his retirement.
I bet. Yeah.
But yeah, it was great to see. So obviously, and this is one thing I love the most about Kari Wright is his expressions and his
he's so good at it.
The way when Kirby decked Nick and Kari's eyes and Kari's face, just Kari and Exodus primarily, and I know they're compared a lot because of their background. The expressions and the sells they have are some of the best in wrestling.
Absolutely. I think it's Kari and Demo actually is my favorite expressions. Eagle close third. I mean, really close third. They're just the talent at MPX is just phenomenal.
Yes.
I can't express enough how much I love Kari's faces though.
Oh yeah.
It's every time anybody would dare to kick out from one of his pins. I love that dude.
Yes.
He's so good.
Yeah. Anytime someone kicks out or something happens, just the expressions he has, just Kari sells it, and it's amazing. But yeah, going back in and then Tommy getting the ankle lock back on and Kari tapping out. Winner and still MPX champion Tommy Becker. Match went about 16 minutes, give or take. And it's just one of those that it's. I love Tommy Becker. Most people know this if they know me. I was a huge fan of him, Jamie, Ryan, Dave, everything the Impact players did, larger in life. Tommy Becker has been one of the best in Texas. But to me, there was something about Kari's title reign. I thought it was so well deserved, and the matches he did was great, and Kari deserved this. And then he lost at the Tommy. It was just kind of lackluster, and it's kind of like, that's not what I wanted or would have thought they would have done. Mm-hmm. And Tommy's a great champion. So far, he's done well. We'll see how he carries this, and we'll talk about it a little bit later. His opponent at Destiny because of the winner of the Rumble. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, cool. Kari had this great run. Kari had these great matches. Kari is a former champion. He's now lost his rematch. What are we going to do with Kari now? And it's one of those where it seems very lackluster. And what are they going to do?
It really could be anything. I mean, we have 2 champions in that match anyways.
Yes.
So, but I will say Tommy on his new reign as champion, I really enjoyed Kari's a little bit more so far. He has the energy that you want to bring to the crowd. Tommy is so good with his interaction with the crowd for the very start, and a little bit more in mid match. I would love to see it.
And I think that's one of those two. And it's to me, in the history I've watched, I think Tommy Becker is a much better heel than he is a face. So I think that's one reason that kind of just seems kind of off about this title reign for Tommy is I'd much rather see him a heel, and right now he's the face, and he's got new music and new tights, which it took me. It took me. The new
gear's awesome.
The new gear is amazing. I love the new gear to begin with. The new music though, it took me a little bit to get used to it. Now I'm kind of like, okay, this fits. It's good because again, I was such a huge larger than life fan. That's what he should always come out to. It's kind of like, Tatum. Tatum's always going to be welcome to the party. That to me is hands down his best music. And it just sometimes I don't use it. I mean, clearly it's not what he came. Spoiler, it's not what he came back to.
What did he come back to?
It was some 80s rock song. That's all I remember.
Well, you should know though.
I should, but I don't. I can't think of it right now because I was doing that earlier because the video package that Tatum had from getting out of the car, walking to the door, I thought was great and we are getting way ahead, but the entrance he had, the welcome was back. I thought it was great. Welcome to the Party is hands down one of the best songs that Tatum Mania's ever used. But after that match, obviously we had a quick intermission because then we had what everyone was coming in for. Why this event sells out year after year after year, the Texas Rumble. And it's one of those where I think it was probably maybe the most important Texas Rumble because presented by Generation X Comics, new ownership, really trying to make their mark. It's something that people still look at it as the house that Kirby built. And I think, and again, I don't know, this is all speculation. To me, if I was the Pruitts or Palmers, they want to make it their own. And I think they are doing that. Getting the sponsorship like Generation X, doing these things. I do feel they're breaking away. Obviously, Twitch. This is the first time in a long time the Texas Rumble fully streamed on Twitch because they met their subscriber goal. That's amazing. Just things are going up for MPX.
Ernie and the Pruitts, you can tell they put in so much effort on the front end. I know every week how much effort they put in, and you love to see it. You can see Ernie doing social media mid matches. You can see he's got the front down so well. It's such a great promotion to go to.
Yes.
I've been to a couple other promotions, but this one, hands down, my favorite. I just front end, you get the energy in the front. Everybody working behind the counter, concessions, even the merch tables, just everything you see.
And that's the thing. MPX is we'll toot MPX on a little bit here. MPX, hands down, from the talent in the ring to the refs to the managers to the front to the owners to the production, everything and everybody is involved with MPX, just phenomenal. And they did it here with the Texas Rumble. We started with number one. It's kind of funny because we talked to him a lot, and I joked with him. I was like, "You're going to be number one," and sure enough, Cavens number one.
Cavens.
And again, this is kind of much like how I was talking about earlier when you lay out a card. You want that number one guy to be something that fans are going to get into. And is there a bigger face right now or someone the addicts love more than Cavens?
No, it's Cavens. Every time he's out, you have half that crowd on their feet, and everybody is doing this chant. Some of us are doing it a little too long. That's me. But you
or Abby, which one?
No, I think it's me.
No,
I can't hear Abby. I make myself deaf. I'm so loud sometimes. But it's such a simple intro. It's a call and response. I love that.
It is.
It's so much fun.
It is, and it's great. And then number two, obviously coming out, is someone he's kind of familiar with. I don't want to say former tag partner, but they did team once.
Yep, they did.
In the handicap match against Noel,
yep.
The Piranha, Davion Black, and it was one of those where I think a lot of people did want to see these two go together. They want to see the interaction between, how is Caven's going to fare against Davion? Because they're kind of similar a little bit. Davion, I think, is a little bit more technical than Caven's. Caven's, I think, has a speed.
Oh, he's the fastest guy out there.
Yeah. So to have these two in there and these two start, I think was a great usage. It was amazing to see. And then, we had, I think, what I would say, we had maybe a handful of surprises. Our first, big surprise, welcome back to Dexter Hardaway.
I don't think I've seen him before. How often does he match here at MPX? I mean,
used to
it's
a
been
lot.
a while.
Yeah,
right?
he used to be here a lot. He is retired, but in wrestling, obviously, you're never really retired.
No, I think we've seen a couple people come back. Absolutely.
You never say never, and Dexter tries as he might because again, he even changed all his social media to his personal legal government name, and which I will not say here. We don't use government names here.
No.
And then he came back. Obviously, being a huge baseball fan, I loved him coming back in baseball gear because that is kind of what all Dexter is right now. Dexter's all about baseball. Everything on his social medias is about the Houston Astros or the Texas Rangers or the Detroit Tigers. Just one of the biggest baseball fans out there. Dexter is one of those, which, since you are kind of new, had a great run in MPX. I would say probably 3 years. Is a veteran, made a lot of his time and experience in Oklahoma, came to Texas, and immediately him and Kirby, just a great feud. Him and Kirby, blood battle. When you walk in, there's a little box with the Broken Addicts title that was originally the old MPX title. Dexter's the one who did that. He broke it when Kirby owned it, took a hammer to it. So it's always one of those cool things that's like, Dexter. Dexter's great. In the ring, out of the ring, Dexter's amazing. I think probably hands down one of the only wrestlers to ever get a Texas Rangers chant. Because immediately, pulled off the Rangers jersey and had the Houston Astros. So
hey, they can make it to a World Series. We can call them by their real name.
Can we? You have to clap a trash can first, though, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I know some baseball.
Not
a lot, but. But yeah, Dexter coming out. Like I said, kind of the first surprise of many.
And we had LVJ.
Yes.
He's been there recently several times. I love to see him. He's a phenomenal personality out there.
I mean, hands down, one of the greatest people from Allen, Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dig at one of our personal friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, LVJ is one of those guys that kind of newer and just is amazing. The talent, the look. He's got it. He needs obviously, still young. We need to see more of him, but he's got the makings to be one of our guys that can be like a future. Like LBJ, pretty bright. I'm not into the whole, LeBron James thing when he comes out, just because I don't like LeBron James. But
come on, man, he's a goat, dog.
It does look kind of cool coming out in the purple and gold. So I get it. But yeah, and then after that, I would say we had our probably biggest competitor in the match, Sam Stackhouse.
Oh,
coming back.
Man, I thought he was going to clear everybody out and hang out for 2 minutes. He was ready to go.
Yeah, he was.
Loved him.
And then that's the thing. It's not necessarily a surprise because he was on the poster, so people knew Sam Stackhouse was going to be here. But again, it's always great to see Sam here at MPX. One of the first places I think they kind of really used him as a face because all these other people wanted to be like heel and the big bad monster, and yeah, that's cool. He can do that. But you let that man be jovial and be himself. There's not a better big guy face than Sam Stackhouse. It's amazing. And just almost agile. I always enjoy the next competitor. Again, someone out of Oklahoma we don't get a lot of. Merck, Graham Bell.
Man. Because he came recently. It's been a long time since he's been here.
Yeah,
I've recently seen him, and I love his gear. I mean, the whole Merc idea. He's running it. He had great crowd control going on. I loved him. He's just really fun to watch. Personality wise, gimmick wise, he's very entertaining. I love to see him out there.
Yeah, Merc is always great. Love this new kind of gimmick character thing he's going with the. It's not necessarily ring general, but it's what he's kind of portraying. And yeah, it's just amazing. After that, we had MPX homegrown, the Golden Boy, Caleb Riley.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, love it. I miss the old hair.
You do?
It's gonna take a long time to come back. He
Well, it didn't take Mikey long.
Yeah, Mikey had that much. Mikey had as much hair as I had, so he went from you to me. Like that's not that. It doesn't take too long. But Golden Boy, he's very good. I love the traditional wrestling going on with him. The Olympic style wrestling. It is great. We see a lot of suplexes out of Riley, and I think he should keep going with that.
Yeah, and that was the thing when Caleb debuted. A lot of people thought I was so mad at it. I was like, no, I don't hate him. I think he's got talent. I think he can be something. We need to see more of his Olympic style. We need to see more suplexes. We need to see more holds. And we are seeing that in the times that Caleb has grown. And yeah, the future is very, very bright for that kid, and it's going to be amazing.
Did he ever get a match with Joey? Fanny Pack guy?
Yeah, Joe Angelo Garcia.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they had a match.
Yeah, I want to see another one of those.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot more improvement out of him or out of Caleb.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him go against Joey again. Joey is talented, very talented. I would love to see them come back.
And then we had an MPX debut, someone that I think the addicts locally kind of know. They wish he would have been here a little bit sooner. But El Borracho, Avon Axel, I think would have been, the MPX addicts, like I said, they've kind of wanted him for a while, haven't really seen him. So having him at debut at the Texas Rumble, I think is amazing. But this is someone that I think El Jefe should kind of take a look at. El Borracho may be able to fit into Los Rios.
That would be a pretty good fit for them. Yeah. I really could see it. I haven't seen him before, but someone coming in new or at least a long time return. That's yeah. See if you can grab him.
Yeah.
He how many knockouts did he had? What 3? No. Hold on. I have notes. I'm not that.
I was gonna say. You're gonna be disappointed. I don't think he eliminated anyone.
He didn't get anybody?
I don't think so. But hey, for a Texas Rumble debut and lasting about 15 minutes, pretty good.
Dude, 15. Look, I don't know if you recognize this. If you're not in the ring, you're not gonna recognize it. 15 minutes is a long time.
It is
to be beat up, thrown around.
Right.
I mean, you throw me around once. I'm all right. I'm tired. I'm out. I don't want to keep doing that. But these guys are in there forever. Yeah. We had a lot of very long runs.
We did. Our next one making his Rumble debut, literally made his debut like a month ago. Hobo JoJo.
Oh, I love JoJo. If you also thought like we did that his boots were out of place, just know he did steal those boots.
Yes.
So I love his outfit. If you pay close attention, you can see him rifling through pockets mid-match. Yeah. I think it was Caven's actually kicking him off of him several times mid-rumble. And I don't think JoJo got anything, but man, he was trying. He will find his funding one way or another.
He will. And then obviously they have JoJo trying to collect cans from all the addicts who drink and then trying to collect coins. Just love it. Love it.
He's got it so well down.
JoJo
if anybody... Monty.
Yes.
Monty is giving him such good direction. Yeah. I love Monty as a manager.
Yes.
They as a team, it's so good.
Now, the one thing I do, because again, I do like Monty, but the one thing I did hate about this Rumble is the managers were allowed to stay at ringside.
That was strange to me.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I think Monty should have come out with them, sure, but then send JoJo out there and then go to the back. Mm-hmm. But JoJo, again, literally debuted maybe a month ago, lasted over 20 minutes. That's impressive.
Yeah.
But I mean, he lives on the street, so he knows how to survive. So he knows how to watch out for danger and everything like that. How many pockets did JoJo pickpocket during the Rumble?
Well, I counted at least Caven's, and man, I think he was trying. No, Devian was already out. He was several.
He was trying to get some, and I think he was smart enough to stay away from the bigger guys.
You know what?
For as long as
that's
he could.
very important.
But yeah, after that we had another. I don't necessarily think it was an MPX debut, but definitely someone that we haven't seen in many years in MPX. Franco D'Angelo.
Yeah, who is that?
So that is a guy who is a kind of a Texas legend, leader of the guerrilla militia. Franco D'Angelo also is a member of Tradition, one of the last graduates of Tim Brooks and everything like that. Franco's good wrestler. Again, as you saw, very powerhouse.
100%.
Powerhouse enough that he eliminated Stackhouse, who was kind of dominating at that time before he came out.
Stackhouse went out a lot sooner. I thought he was going to go out, and yeah, Franco just and until he got him, and I was not expecting it.
No.
That's a lot of man to be throwing over the rope.
Yes,
I'm a big guy, but that's a big guy. It scares me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that's the thing, because you're sitting there and you're like, okay, Stackhouse at 5, Franco at 10. Cool. You're knowing someone big's got to come out, but you're like, who's it going to be? And, like, I don't know why, but I was like, it's about time for Angel to come out, Angel Camacho. And then, unfortunately, Angel Camacho is not in the Rumble, which, there are a couple of names that are missing, which, granted, maybe booking, maybe creative, what have you, doesn't matter. I thought Angel, could have been one of those guys that would have made a good Rumble appearance, because we saw Angel last year or 2 years ago. Him and Schaefer had a great standoff. Him and Remedy. Big guys like that. But Franco being the bigger guy to take over Sam Stackhouse, a little shocking, but great.
Yeah.
And so it's amazing. Oh, yeah. So Franco was MPX champion in 2016 and 2017.
Man, he's been around a while then.
Yeah, like I said, he's been around a while. I just didn't know how much of MPX he's been in. Because I've seen him a lot of other places, just MPX not so much anymore, which that was brought to you by, the greatest color commentator in history, Tyler Foster.
You know what? I found out Tyler is actually TWC certified, and what a betrayal that is.
No. TWC is a good thing to be certified by them. That means you're certified by the Wrestling Commission. That doesn't exist. But you're certified by TWC, so that's
what
a good
what a
thing.
betrayal, man. That's Cody's not certified.
Cody is not certified.
And we love Cody.
We like Cody.
Oh, okay. You like him. All right, whatever.
Tyler's pretty good.
You know what? I got to tell you, Tyler has been the funniest person I've seen that never talks. He will just commentate a whole match just live.
Yep.
And the talent out of that man is so good. I loved seeing it. What was that, last year's Royal Rumble?
Yep.
Afterwards, we just pulled some backyard show somewhere, and he just commentated it for an hour, remembered everybody immediately as soon as they came in, every move, called things in advance. What a talent. I love to have Tyler here at MPX. That is a man you don't get to hear often. You get to hear him on Twitch.
Yep.
Sometimes he gets to come here in the ring, but man, what a talent.
If you listen very closely, Jay didn't necessarily come around on them. I just like to point fun at them. But anyways, after that was No Cap Carlos Diaz, the first one who had a match previous and then came into the Rumble.
That surprised me. I wasn't thinking anybody was going to come back from a match and go for it again. And he was in there, still.
Yeah, he was in there a while.
Almost 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, which thankfully we did get updates from Tony on social medias. He is okay. His landing, because Franco did the press slam and threw him over. Looked like he hurt his knee or ankle, but Tony said he'll be okay, so that's good. Because you don't want to see anyone get injured, especially that way, like during a Rumble. Kind of
Unless
hurts.
it's Tommy breaking an ankle, we want to see that every time, 100%. If you hear someone say don't break his ankle, they're lying. We want to see the ankle break.
You like to see the snapped ankles.
Oh my God, so good.
After Carlos, we had the bear fighter Dmitry Alexandrov. Again,
he is a fan favorite.
Yes.
I love him. Love him.
Yes. Someone who has almost done everything in MPX. He's won a Texas Rumble before. He's been MPX champion. He has been Addicts champion. He's been a tag champion with the actually 2-time Barely Gentlemen and Berserkers, I believe. He's done a lot in MPX, and to have him kind of come back, because he was here for a little bit, and then gone away, but to come back like this, it was great. And almost about 25 minutes in the rings, not bad. Then we alluded to it a little earlier, but number 13, Lucky 13. One of the bigger returns of the night, one of the loudest reactions I've heard in that place, which I think there is a louder one later on. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But Tatum Manning coming back.
I'm very surprised that Tatum Manning got as much of a pop as he did.
Yes.
He was not enjoyed last time he was there, but he's been gone so long.
You
I
can-
think
You can
people
say
forgot.
asshole. It's fine. He was an asshole
Yeah,
when
he
he
was an
left.
asshole. He was an asshole.
Um,
But I mean, you still had to give him credit. I mean,
Yes.
his title run was so good. He knows how to get the addicts going. He
Yep.
is a phenomenal heel.
yes.
I love to see him out there. Everything he really does, his wrestling is good. He knows when he needs the backup,
Yep.
and he's so slick with it. You can't even
Yeah.
tell that maybe he's making a call out for some from support. He's got it. Like
Yeah.
he was a phenomenal champion, and I have a feeling we may see him as champion again.
It's very possible. Tatum is great. It's one of those where the video did catch me. I was like, "Ooh, who's this? This is going to be cool." And then it was Tatum. I go, "Ah." The video was so good. And then as soon as they showed the blonde hair, I was like, "Huh, that kind of looks like Tatum."
Yeah.
Oh, it is Tatum.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how this plays out. Because yeah, it's one of those where it's like the last time he left, he was one of the most hated men in the history of MPX. And then to come back with that reaction, just huge. Like I said, it rivals Pop of the Night. I think there's one later that definitely got Pop of the Night.
Yeah.
But Tatum, man, coming back to the reaction of the crowd, great. Tatum is a good face. Don't get me wrong. Tatum is good at everything he does. He is such a better heel. I
He's such a
think
good
he
heel.
should have come back as a heel, but we'll see. We'll let things play out. We'll see how Tatum does. What's going on?
I'm excited to see him as a face
Yep.
because I didn't get that opportunity to see him as a face. When I started coming to MPX, it was he won. I think one of the first couple of weeks I was there,
Yeah.
and then he held on to it for months.
Yeah.
That was a long title.
Yeah, I want to say, and I may be wrong, but I think he has the longest. At least he has the longest reign in that building.
Mhm.
Now it may not be overall because MPX, when they used to run every 2 weeks, whatever. But in that building, in the new era of MPX, most defenses, most longest reign goes to Tatum. And again, a lot of people, despite what people think of the previous show, loved his run. I thought it was great. Did amazing work. Just it ended, and we'll see. And then that's the thing. So this is the first Rumble, because we'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit here. First Rumble, at least that I know of in history, that had shot callers involved.
Hey, we had a great time. Some of us did.
The very first shot call used, I believe, was for Cavens by who was that by?
Man, I think that was me. By the
Yeah,
way. Yeah. I really enjoyed my call.
Yeah.
However, I kind of wish I'd saved it. But you know what? You get shot caller one time.
Yep.
And you play it and you want it back sometimes, but too bad. You know
Yeah.
what? Cavens did a phenomenal job. I love seeing him in the ring. He really puts the hurt on. He's one of the fastest guys out there. Definitely the fastest guy.
You actually confused some people with your shot call because
yeah,
when you called it, Carlos had just gotten eliminated.
Carlos just got out. Well, I caught Cavens at the curtain, and it was that
He
last.
didn't go through.
He did not go through the curtain.
Yeah.
I caught him at the curtain and was like, "Hey, where you going?" and got him back in there. I was very happy to do so.
Yep.
Love to see him get out there. Put some more hurt on.
Which I guess is a good thing. It wasn't for Carlos. Now that we know he got help to the back.
What? I wonder if Carlos would have continued or not. He's very talented, but
being the competitor, Look, wrestlers are tough, but they're also very fucking stubborn. If Carlos would have saw that the shot caller was for him, torn ACL, broken ankle, it wouldn't have mattered. He would have rolled back in to give that, because that is what wrestlers do.
Yeah, what's the phrase? The show must go on.
Exactly.
I think he's got the dedication in him. But if you're broken, you can't walk on it. I mean, it is what it is sometimes.
Hey, that actually might work to your advantage if you just always low to the ground, hang to the rope. It might work.
Yeah, you roll in and out as you need to go.
But yeah, Tatum's big return, like I said, monumental. He obviously had the second color shot used on him,
Mm-hmm.
which, again, shot collar, not surprising that it's going to be kind of for fan favorites. Because, you want your guy to win. That's the whole point of shot collar.
It's still a surprise that he was a fan favorite on his returns. But you know what? He put on a really good show.
He did, and we'll talk about it later, but we'll see him in action next week, and we'll see where it goes. After that, we had the very first TWC representative in there, Kayami, who, again, in his debut Rumble and still his rookie year, lasted like 34 minutes. minutes. That's just
That's
it's
a long
impressive.
time.
Yeah, that's impressive. And then after that was the Iron Man of the Texas Rumble, the man with the longest time in it, Demo Diamond, with 39 minutes 58 seconds, almost 40 minutes.
It's right there. So close.
And Demo, and again, looking at how we were going and projecting and things like that, for me, I thought Demo was winning this Rumble. I thought Demo, to me, made the most storyline sense. The man has deserved it. He's been killing it. I really thought this was the Rumble that one, a heel would win, which, spoiler, it did, but not the one I thought, that it would be for Demo. I don't know why. Everything that's happened, I really thought Demo was getting this. And
he's done very good matches, phenomenal matches, over and over and over. I think with the exception of the fans calling shot callers against him, I mean, you're looking at 2 belts that he had, and then got shot collared.
I mean, we technically should call him Mr. Shot Caller, right? Because everything goes against him.
Yeah, he might as well.
I mean, they use shot caller on him. They use creative control.
That one surprised me, but
that's the reason That's the reason he's 15 and not 30.
Actually, I think that was Adam that called the creative control on him.
Yeah, AC's not a big fan of Jimmo.
No, I get it, but you know what? I will respect his athleticism, prowess, all the technical stuff he's getting done is just phenomenal.
And then we had what I would say is probably the third pop of the night, the returning Tommy Dean, phenomenal. It was so great to see Tommy back, and the man. Granted, he's been working in Oklahoma a little bit, but here in Texas we haven't seen him. It doesn't matter. He has not missed a beat. The Addicts did not forget him. That man was amazing, and it was great to see back. With the exception of one person, we had all of the Tribe of Excessive Violence in this Rumble. For some reason, and granted, booking, creative, whatever. Wesley Crane wasn't there. If Wes was there, all of Excessive Violence is there.
Man.
Can you just imagine all 4 of those men in the ring bringing violence to everybody else in there? I could easily see all 4 of them being in there, rolling to the outside, getting a bunch of weapons, just turning us into a hardcore battle royal.
We would have had 4 whole factions in the ring at the same time. I believe. Because we had TWC was in there. We had the Scorn. And we had Los Reyes was in the ring at the same time. This could have been a very big just a faction fight, feud, something. I mean that could have been one of the weirdest things we've ever seen, especially when they start getting each other out one after another. I love seeing the back and forth in those guys.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, it was great to see Tommy back. After that, we had another Rumble debut in his rookie year, Day DeVille. Again, TWC, but also lasting 23 minutes. That's just, it's kind of weird to me to see all these guys in their rookie years lasting pretty good. JoJo, Kaimi, Day. I think that's a testament to how good the MPX training school really is. And definitely for endurance and cardio. I mean, fuck.
Dude, they last so long. Because we've seen Royal Rumble. I mean, you're talking about it seems like there's a competition for who can get out fastest, and they do a really good job of that. But out of MPX, it's who can last the longest. These guys are in there forever. I really thought this was going to be an 11 o'clock out match. I mean, this one went on a long time, 2 minutes between each wrestler. I was expecting a really, really long match, and we got out of a lot of these guys. These guys are great. I love them.
And then after that, we had one half of the tag team champions, one half of the Scorn, the rugged one, Gabe Wilder, doing a very good performance. Lasting about 18 minutes, so pretty good. But after that, I think we saw what maybe a future feud coming in, but Big J at 19, and immediately kind of going after Gabe, and then later on,
Tommy's here.
Yeah, Tommy. Hey, Tommy.
Welcome back, Tommy Dean.
Love Tommy Dean.
I don't know you, but he does. So I think he's pretty cool.
Yes, he is good. And then, Big J coming in. And then we had our first and only woman in the Rumble, which, again, people think I hate women's wrestling. A little disappointed in the fact that Angel Blue is the only women represented in the Rumble.
It's a little disappointing, but I will say how Angel played her Rumble was perfect. She's in the ring with, a dozen other huge guys at the same time. she can go up against these guys
Yes.
one-on-one, but anybody comes in and tries to help them out, it's
What-
over.
And what is different about how I was saying Erica could beat up probably 95% of the men on the roster, Angel may not necessarily beat them up, but she will win because Angel is cunning and smart and knows
She knows her
what to
submissions.
do.
She knows
Exactly.
her pins. She is.
She knows what to do.
technically
And she, again, like you said, she knows how to stay away from the bigger guys and go after who is injured or who she knows she can take. Angel is very smart. But again, it's just, I feel like, and I may be wrong, it's either last year or the year before, there was a huge women representation in the Rumble. And this year, just Angel Blue is kind of like, and again, booking, creative, whatever issues that they had. But having Angel there representing women technically is a good one. But yeah, last scene, about 8 minutes. And then after that, we had a return, not necessarily a surprise because he was on the poster, but Brixton Shaw, who we have not seen MPX in a long time. Obviously going in there and getting kind of reunited with the Scorn. The boys kind of formed for a little bit until Gabe and Tommy kind of turned on them and eliminated them. But that was a very cool. It's everybody for themselves. But to see that moment of people who know the history of Brixton and Gabe and Tommy Prince, that was a very cool moment to see. So, yeah, that was great. And then after that, we had the hero of the people, Aaron Eagle, enter at 22, followed closely by number 23, the young gun, Chandler Hopkins, which we'll give a little spoiler here, your final two.
Yeah. And I've seen Aaron Eagle's heel before, and I love it.
See,
he needs a belt. And, we already said it. He won.
Yeah.
He's going to get an opportunity to get that belt back.
It is. And it's one of those, though, that I'm the opposite, man. I think Tatum's a great heel, and I think Eagle is a better face. Eagle is a good heel. Do not get me wrong. I like Eagle as heel. But when he was face, when he was the true hero of the people, and when he was doing all that stuff, I mean, because in the end, if you look back at it, which you were there for most of it, it was the addicts who turned him. He was the one who, it was the addicts who made him a face. And then Aaron Eagle, which, spoiler a little bit because we have talked about it, won the Rumble. But not only won the Rumble, he had the most eliminations, which
6.
is crazy.
That's a lot.
Yeah, 6 is a lot. And then closely followed behind that was the Iron Man demo with 5.
Well, as we went over again, there was actually a tie for second.
There was.
Demo and I think another fan favorite.
Another fan favorite, and to me,
Legs.
I think Mr. Legs had pop of the night. There is something about Legs. This man is incredible because he was given, hands down, on paper, one of the worst gimmicks in the world. When you're brought to this, and this is given you, be like, hey, this is your character. You've got to look at this and be like, what the fuck? What am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
But that man dove head in for feet first, as Jay used to say. And he has made that one of the best characters. Mr. Legs is so over because he believes in it and because of his fans. And let's be honest, his music is fucking badass.
Yeah.
That music hits and it's amazing. Having Mr. Legs back, coming out at 28.
I
great.
really with Mr. Legs, I gotta say though, you mentioned like you could get what seems like a really bad gimmick.
Yes.
And I can't imagine it not being a great gimmick because of how well he runs through with it.
Exactly.
There's names for the legs. Are you kidding me?
Randy and Lenny.
Randy and Lenny?
Fuck Randy.
Dude.
Randy's a piece of shit.
Are
He's
you
a cheater?
Are you a Lenny gang?
Yes. Lenny
Okay.
all the way.
All right.
But yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I love that kind of it's silly, but it is he's a big guy. Like he's who came up with that?
He is incredibly talented, and that's the thing. Like, okay, so he took this gimmick and went full into it and makes it work. And in ring, he's good. Now is he great? No, but he is good. And there is something about it, and we'll have to show you clips later. There is something about the chemistry with Legs and Sky that was just fucking amazing. That is one of Sky's best feuds. Was Sky and Legs was great. Randy did it wrong. Randy cheated. They even suspended them for it. You remember this? Shut up. But yeah, it's amazing. And then shortly after that, we jumped a little bit, but we also had the Mad Prince making his big return off the broken wrist.
Dude, I love seeing him back. I mean,
Yep.
he's one of my favorites in the ring. Just the way he interacts. His when he's hurt, you don't need a microphone. You know that man is hurt. He runs it. His roles, his interacting with the crowd. Him and Gabe are such a phenomenal combo. The crowd loves him. I love them. They're so good, and it's really just easy to follow. They know how to get the crowd going. I love seeing them on the regular. They're phenomenal. I love seeing them back.
Yeah, the scoring is great. And then they were in there, and like I said, we saw a little bit. Usually in Rumbles, you'll see kind of hints of feuds and stuff like that. The only one I really picked up on was the Scorn, Tommy Prince and Gabe Wilder, and Mikey B and Big J. Mm-hmm. They took turns pretty much eliminating each other, back and forth. Like Gabe got eliminated by Big J and Mikey. Tommy eliminated Big J, and then Tommy got eliminated by Mikey. Like, they went back and forth with it. So possibly, maybe future tag title match. Who knows? But
I would like to see a 3-way tag title on that, because those are fun pairs. Just to watch. I love it.
So having them in there, I think, is great. And then after that, we had Ocho coming out again, representing Los Rios. Number 27, Sky, who Ocho and Sky kind of, I don't want to say eliminated each other, because they obviously had help from the other people in the ring, but they went over together at the same time. And it was one of those at first. I didn't know if one of them kind of maybe messed up, or if they were supposed to go at the same time, because it was kind of very clunky. And maybe that's a future feud. Maybe Sky and Ocho, for some reason, is going to build into something.
Has he wrestled? Sky, has he wrestled anywhere from Los Rios? At least recently. I don't remember.
I want to say him and Sky did have a match once, because it was when Ocho was doing his crazy thing. Yeah. So I think he did, but I honestly don't remember. Then we had, like I said, I think Pop of the Night. There's so many good returns, but maybe Return of the Night. Return of the Night will still Tatum, because Tatum, no offense to Legs, Tatum's going to have something bigger creatively for him. Just because MPX's history in booking with him. Tatum is their guy. Tatum is homegrown. Tatum is, someone they're very proud of, and rightfully so. Tatum was good.
Absolutely.
But Pop of the Night, definitely Legs. And then we had probably the greatest and funniest moments in the history. Paulie Paparazzi at 29, who lasted 8 seconds,
31
and then
seconds.
Had the shot collar and lasted another 11 seconds. So about 32 seconds, give or take 31.
Yeah, just over 30 seconds until I'm waiting for the Paulie and JoJo match, because Paulie seems kind of homeless right now. He does.
Was that a match or a team?
No, as against each other, to see who gets to stay in the house. I don't know, but they
who gets to eat tonight, Paulie or JoJo? Fight
exactly. For it. Paulie, he was at the Schaefer and LP.
Yep.
And we haven't seen them in 2-3 months now.
Apparently, according to his social media, Schaefer is retired.
Schaefer is retired.
Schaefer has retired and is full on his acting gig, which, hey, kudos. That's awesome. I truly miss Schaefer. Schaefer was one of my favorite big guys to watch, and just wrestlers in general to watch. Schaefer was what he says he was. He was the best big man in all entertainment, because Schaefer was, man. Schaefer was so good on the mic, going against the crowd, going with the crowd, wrestling, in-ring, athleticism. Schaefer was great. But yeah, Paulie needing a home. But yeah, like you said, having the shark collar used, so he got 2 tries. Didn't even last a minute.
I feel better about my call for that one.
And eliminated by Legs both times. Yeah. Which is another thing I guess we could look at. Tatum Manning got eliminated, and shot caller. His eliminations, both by Eagle. So maybe there's something there with Tatum and Eagle. Who knows? Cavens got eliminated. I know the second time was by his little big brother in Demo.
No, it was Kaimi and Demo. They both
so Kaimi eliminated first.
TWC
so TWC doesn't like Cavens.
No.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's probably because I think Cavens got a couple belts because TWC got screwed over, and that's okay. I love it.
Yeah, but they also did. They also did take a title off Cavens, so Jet Black kind of ruined that for him.
Man, Jet Black had my favorite debut in
Yep.
MPX so far. And then he he teamed up with Cavens. He dropped the title to them, and then just left.
Hmm.
Like where's he been? Honestly, you don't need to come back.
A little spoiler. Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Oh man.
But yeah, and then obviously number 30 winning the match. I mean, thanks to creative control, getting number 30 spot, Red Chambers, which, as we've learned in most Rumbles, number 30 doesn't mean shit. Red Chambers lasting about 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Him and Demo on the on the apron, pretty much eliminating each other. It's one of those things where is that something that's going to go on? Is that a feud that's going to continue?
I think we're going to see that one. I don't know if you noticed the going through the curtain, they were still fighting away all the way to the back. So I see that going on. Yeah. They had their match last week. They had their match, or they were in the Rumble together, knocking out at the same time. I see more matches with both of them.
But the final four, something always comes down: Legs, Red, Demo, and Hopkins, Red, Demo, Hopkins, and Eagle. Sorry. Red and Demo eliminate each other, just left Hopkins and Eagle. And while I personally don't understand why Hopkins got to be the runner-up, just didn't make sense to me, but whatever. Eagle winning, which made me so happy because for some reason I thought we were going to be really done for a second. And they weren't. Eagle is going on to Destiny to fight whoever the champion may be. Now, we're going to assume Tommy Becker.
Pretty sure it's going to still be
Tommy. But if there is a title match here and there, maybe Tommy loses, goes someone else. We don't know. But the only thing we do know for sure, on March 16th, at the Epic in Grand Prairie, at Destiny, at the biggest show in MPX history, Aaron Eagle will be challenging the MPX Championship because he won the 2024 Texas Rumble.
And I wonder if he's going to take some time off between now and then so he can be in absolute tip-top condition for the Epic.
We'll see if MPX actually allows that. Who knows?
Oh,
maybe they will.
Yeah. So I do love seeing him in there every week. He's turned his back on the people, though.
Yes.
So, do we want him back?
Well, I mean,
do you want us back?
You can still be the hero of the people and have the people not like you. It's possible.
I think that makes you the anti-hero of the people.
Hey. No, that's Zero. Zero's the anti-hero.
Yeah. We love to see it.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens. Again, an amazing Texas Rumble. Lots of Rumble debuts. Lots of surprising kind of eliminations. Surprising times for a lot of the rookies. Kudos to, like I said, especially pointing them out. JoJo, Day, and Kaimi. Just the time they put in was great. And we'll see what happens now. Like we said, Eagle is going on to Destiny to fight whoever the champ may be. Probably Tommy Becker, but we'll see. And then that was the 2024 Texas Rumble. Hands down, one of my favorite. The Rumble's always my favorite event of the year. Destiny, Purple Rain, Purge, all good shows. But man, there's something special about the Texas Rumble every year.
Yeah, this is my second Rumble. Phenomenal.
Yes.
Start to finish, great. Exactly what you want to see out of these wrestlers. Lasting a long time. Really good throws over the rope. Yeah. I definitely will be back for next year's. And I don't know if you noticed this, but it was pretty sold out this year. Yes. They were down to the last couple seats, and I thought we were going to get the curtains open again. That was a sold out show. Yeah, no. Make sure you get your tickets for Destiny.
Yep.
I have a feeling that one's going to be a sold out show as well.
Oh, yeah, I do. And like I said, I hope the Epic is packed and sold out. And it's, again, I don't want you to miss the show, but I do hope they have turned people away. Because that's only good things for MPX. All right. So now we move on to the road to Destiny, which the very first stop is MPX. Heroes versus villains, so the hero of the people, is he a hero or is he a villain? Where do you put him?
You know what? He's been a hero for a long time. I like to see him as a hero, but he's been kind of a heel lately, and I definitely don't see him as the hero of the people right now.
Right. Well, we definitely will hear from the winner of the 2024 Texas Rumble. Aaron Eagle's gonna, obviously state his claim and his quote-unquote destiny. See what I did there? Destiny. See it?
I see what you did.
Also, Tommy Becker will be in the building, so we'll see what they do, how they're going to stand off. No, we don't. Yeah, we're not doing that. If anything, if we're going to compare the whole Cody thing into MPX, Red Chambers is our Cody Rhodes right now. That man has not got to finish the story.
Oh man, Red won last year.
Yep.
Several of us were excited to see a two-time back-to-back Rumble winner. He didn't pull through, but I really want to see a return for him this year. Last year he had a lot of betrayals. We had the end of the faction. What was that faction called?
The Sons of Mayhem.
Sons of Mayhem. Yeah. The faction is gone.
Big J with Mikey now, and we haven't seen Nasty Nick in a while. I missed that guy. He's so good. But yeah, we'll see what happens. That was something else. Is we've got that guy, the Saturday Night Savior, Son of Mayhem, Red Chambers. Red, I love you, but Son of Mayhem. That's it. You don't need that guy.
Don't listen to him.
You don't need Saturday Night
Savior.
You
are that guy.
You don't need all of them.
Don't listen to him.
No, you don't need all of them. Just Son of Mayhem, Red Chambers. That should be it. But yeah, anyways, going in, we're going to see Tommy Becker and Aaron Eagle come in. They're obviously going to have their stare down, build, whatever to the Epic of Destiny. Also appearing in action, we have Noel, which is going to be great.
Oh, that's going to be so good.
Noel is amazing. Probably would have been in the Rumble if him and Brick learned to, keep their hands off each other.
Yeah, if they could just get along.
Yeah. Also appearing will be Sky, Red Chambers, as we said. Exodus Prime, who also was someone else who you thought would be in the Rumble and was not. So that's what is Exodus going to say? Why is he going to be so upset? LVJ is also making an appearance. Jet Black returning. Yeah.
You know what? I enjoy seeing him back, but after that last betrayal, man, that was a little rough.
Yep. God damn it, Demo. He wants to be called The Rock the way he ruined Red's story.
No.
So we'll see what happens. There were a couple of matches announced. We have a 6-man tag. We have the Scorn with Caleb Riley. I saw someone post online about the Golden Scorn. Maybe.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Versus TWC, which will be represented by Demo Diamond, Kari Wright, and Day DeVille. We know that because Kayami is in a match with the returning singles match of Mr. Legs.
Ooh, that'll be fun. I see Kayami winning that. But I'm excited for that match. Oh, yeah. Legs is so much fun.
That'll be great. And then the other match we have announced so far is Tatum Manning in his return as a singles after the Rumble, going against returning Merc. Again, someone who we said we wish we kind of saw more of. He's been back here and there. Having Merc back, Grant Bell, and Tatum, that's going to be a very good match.
Absolutely. I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, that match is going to be great. Be sure to get your tickets at MPX Wrestling. This is going to be a great show. Heroes versus villains. And then, again, get your tickets now. Trey Miguel's coming to Destiny at the Epic in Grand Prairie on March 16th. And that's, again, we've kind of talked about it a little bit, but who would you put against Trey Miguel?
I don't know. You know what? Honestly, Kari. Yeah. Kari is a phenomenal technical wrestler. He's a phenomenal crowd worker. Yep. He start to finish. This is one of our best guys at MPX.
Yes.
He's there all the time. We see him against everybody and winning against. I think he's beat everyone.
Yep.
Up there. I would absolutely put Kari up against him.
I think Kari would be a great choice. Demo would be a great choice. Exodus Prime would be a good one. There are so many good options to have our guy go against one of the best in the world in Trey Miguel. And the only way to see that is to get your tickets and go see Destiny at the Epic in Grand Prairie on March 16th. And also, as we've seen, like we said, Eagle's definitely there. Eagle's definitely getting his title shot. Could it be Tommy Becker? We don't know. But yes, that was the 2024 Texas Rumble. Thank you for tuning in to our debut show here of Behind the Barricade Productions at MPX Relapse. And again, as you've seen, the beautiful wall here, all these many things. Wrestlers, if you would like a shirt up here, please, by all means, we will take donations. Whatever size, our production can make it work and fit up here. And please, check us out. Follow, like, subscribe, all our socials at Behind the Barricade Pod, Prod, P-R-O-D, because this, again, this means a lot to me. This is something I've always wanted to do. It's always terrified me to do it. But with the help of, my amazing production, Livy Loca. We are getting this done, and we're getting out there. And again, just thank you so much to the fans who tuned in. Thank you for the ones who always checked out if we're coming back. Thank you to everyone who helped us. Thank you, production and Livy, for everything that is going on. And tune in, because we're going to do this every Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Like, follow, subscribe. Always be reminded. Keep an eye out, probably about March or so. Indie Spotlight will be back, where we will interview some of your favorite talents. Again, please, thank you so much. Tune in every Wednesday at 7. See y'all later.